Hello, kindergartners, and welcome back to Social Studies with Mrs. Miller. In today's lesson, we will be talking about rules, responsibilities, and consequences. What are responsibilities? That is a big, long, grown-up word. Can you stretch this big, long word out with me slowly? Ready? Let's start from the beginning. Responsibilities. Say it faster now. Responsibilities. Very good. Well, the word responsibilities simply means jobs or duties that you might have. So, for instance, maybe one of your responsibilities is clearing the table after dinner. Maybe another responsibility you have is cleaning up your bedroom. And another responsibility that you might have is helping to keep your classroom clean. As we get older, we have more and more responsibilities. What jobs or responsibilities do you have? I'm going to give you 15 seconds right now. You can count them across your fingers. Okay? Ready, set, go. Stop, look, and listen. I bet you were able to name a lot of responsibilities that you have. Now that you're big kindergartners, you probably have more responsibilities than you ever had before. I'll share some of mine. One of my responsibilities is to do the dishes. Another is to cook. Another is to vacuum and mop. Another is to dust. What are some of yours? How many were you able to come up with? I came up with 5. How many did you come up with? Show me on your fingers how many you came up with. What responsible kindergartners we have. Now, let's talk about another big grown-up word. What is a consequence? Let's read that word really slow. We'll stretch it out. Ready? Do it with me. Consequence. Consequence. That's a really long grown-up word. Now say it fast. Consequence. What is a consequence? Have you ever heard that word before? Give me a thumbs up if you've ever heard the word consequence. Maybe you heard somebody say, "You better listen or there will be a consequence." Well, a consequence is what happens because of something else. So people often think of consequences as something bad, but it doesn't have to be something bad. If you follow rules, you might get a good consequence. Like if you do what you're supposed to do and you do all of your work and you listen to your teacher might send an email to your parents letting them know what a great job you're doing in school. But if you break rules, you might get a not so good consequence. You might get in trouble. So if you aren't following the rules, let's say that you don't get your work done and you don't listen to your teacher might send an email home to your parents letting your parents know that you're not following the rules. That would be a not so good consequence or a negative consequence. Now, we have a very silly story to listen to. This is a book called Strega Nona, and it's written by Tommy DePaula. Now, in this book, you will meet a character named Big Anthony. Big Anthony has some important responsibilities. He also has just one rule to follow. You will see what happens when Big Anthony meets his responsibilities and does what he's supposed to do, his jobs and his duties that he's supposed to do. And you'll also see what happens when he breaks that rule. You'll find out what the consequences are. So you'll see that Big Anthony has some good consequences happen when he does the right thing, and some not so good consequences happen when he does not do the right thing. I want you to pay special attention to the responsibilities in this story and the consequences. We'll be talking about them after. Enjoy the story, everyone. You can pause the video here and then click the blue button up in the top right-hand corner. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed listening to that story, Strega Nona. What a silly little story. And Big Anthony, he has a little bit of trouble following directions, doesn't he? But I know that you don't. So before we talk more about the book, Strega Nona, I thought that we could do a movement activity where you need to follow directions. So please, right now, stand up, push in your chair, stand right behind your chair, and we are going to follow along with this song, doing all of the movements in the song.
Just follow me. Follow me, follow me. It's as easy as can be. Follow me, follow me. 1, 2, 3. Clap your hands. Spin around. Bend your knees. Touch the ground. Follow me, follow me. It's as easy as can be. Follow me, follow me. 1, 2, 3. Wiggle your fingers. Tippy toe. Stretch up high. Wave hello. Follow me, follow me. It's as easy as can be. Follow me, follow me. 1, 2, 3. Flap your arms. Stomp your feet. Pat your back. Take a seat.
That was so much fun. Great job, everyone. You can sit back down now if you're not already in your seat. And it's time for us to talk about that book that we just listened to, Strega Nona. So let me ask you, what were some of Big Anthony's responsibilities? He had some important responsibilities. Do you remember what they were? See how many you can name across your fingers. Ready, set, go. All right, time's up. Let's see, how many were you able to come up with? I came up with 5 or maybe 6. So let's see if you mention any of the ones that I was thinking. Well, he had to do the dishes, sweep the floors, feed the goat and milk the goat, weed the garden, fetch the water. Oh, there, I came up with 6. He did have a lot of responsibilities, right? And what was the consequence for following the directions that Strega Nona gave him? What was the positive consequence, the good consequence? that he got for meeting all of those responsibilities. Yeah, she gave him 3 coins, a place to sleep, and food to eat. So that was a good consequence for keeping up with his responsibilities. But, dun dun dun, Strega Nona gave Big Anthony just one rule that he had to follow. What was the one rule Big Anthony had to follow? Call it out. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Don't touch the pasta pot, right? That was the only rule he had to follow. But what happened? Oh my goodness. Big Anthony did not follow the rule. He went and he bragged to the people in the village about this magic pot. And when they didn't believe him, he wanted to prove that it was true. And so he tried casting the spell that Strega Nona had cast on that magic pot. But because he wasn't very good at listening, he missed part of that magic spell, right? And what happened? Yeah, the pasta overflowed and filled up the whole house and started even going outside the house. So, what was Big Anthony's consequence for not following the rules? He got a not so great consequence, something not very pleasant. Call it out in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, Big Anthony had to eat all of the pasta. Oh my gosh, look at him. He looks miserable. He must feel so stuffed eating all of that pasta. Okay, now it's time for our activity sheet. You will find this sheet in your Google Classroom if you're learning from home, and if you're learning in school, then your teacher will give it to you. I want you on this sheet to draw a picture of Big Anthony's responsibilities or jobs. Can you draw a picture of at least one thing that he had to do? You could either draw, or you could write, or you could do both. Then I want you to draw or write or both to show the consequence that he faced for not following the rule. Okay, so on this side, you're going to show the consequence for not following Strega Nona's rule. Then, once you're all done drawing and or writing, you're going to turn to the next page where you will draw a picture or write or both to tell what your responsibilities or your jobs are in school, and also the consequences for not following rules in school. And last but not least, you'll have one more page to do. You'll draw or write to show the responsibilities that you have at home and the consequences for not following rules at home. So remember, everyone, now that you're big kindergartners, you're going to have more and more responsibilities. Make sure to meet those responsibilities and to follow the rules. It was so great learning with you today, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.